So views and watch time are down, so it looks like it's time to milk my disability more than I milk my disabled parking spaces, and do a bit of disability themed content for you guys. So today I'm comparing, oh, not really comparing, just going over a list of like top 5 things not to say to someone with a disability. This is all just a joke, so yeah, keep that in mind. There's also one bonus one at the end, which you should definitely stick around to watch. Let's get into this. Whoa, scary. I don't even think I'm in camera. Hello. Hello, stranger. Ah, 'tis I, the stranger of the bushes, here to ask you a bunch of questions that you should never ask to a disabled person. Also, see this? I'm not wearing a shirt. No, I am wearing a shirt. Regular me is wearing a jumper, so you can tell I'm different. So, yeah, this is a very weird way to introduce a skit, isn't it? Yeah, it is a bit of a weird way to introduce a skit. Something that you've never done before. Very weird, very awkward. Let's just jump straight into it. So, ask me your first thing. Ask me the first thing that you should never say to a disabled person. Not me wearing a jumper. How are you? You know, I don't know you, so I'm going to ask you, why are you disabled? Oh, well, you see, generic character that definitely isn't me without a jumper on. I have a spinal cord injury, you know, this is something that a lot of people are happy to answer if you ask them in a correct way. However, I have also had a couple of people just straight up tell me to tell them my disability. There's a difference between asking and a difference between telling. I guess you can imagine which one not to do. I'm happy to always answer your questions, I just need to make that clear. But the other day I had someone just message me saying, tell me your disability. Like, didn't even ask how I was, didn't ask anything else, just not even, hey, how are you? It was just straight up, tell me your disability. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, that's the first one. Don't just tell someone to tell you their disability, especially if they don't want to, you know. Like, it's definitely a touchy subject. Ask if you want to, no, you know, just don't be offended if they don't want to share that information. Oh, yo, dude, I know someone with a disability too. Their name's Dave. Do you know them? Yeah, you should know them. You know, they have a disability going on with their legs. You know, their legs don't work. Yeah, they live like in London. Yeah, they're like they're Dave. Do you not know them? What? No, I don't know a random guy named Dave with a disability. It's the same thing as like asking every British person if they know the Queen. Like, just because we have something in common doesn't mean we all of a sudden know everyone with a disability. There's like tens of thousands of people with disabilities. That doesn't narrow it down, saying there's a random dude named Dave with someone that like lives ages away. What the fuck? Like, again, I might know some people, you know, if I decided to go out of my house a bit more, but I don't. So I don't know anyone, unfortunately. Oh, what? How do you not know Dave? You know, he's awesome. Everyone knows Dave. He talks to everyone. Okay, so this is number 3. Imagination. Imagine that I just like got up and reached for something from a shelf. Okay, because I'm not in a shop. This is usually something that happens in a shop. Hey bro, what the fuck? You're just lying about it. Dude, you're not even really disabled. I just saw you stand up. Well, random person that isn't me wearing a jumper, you know what? Just because I'm in a wheelchair doesn't automatically mean that I don't have any use of my legs at all. Like, yes, I can use my legs a little bit. That's just part of me. It's still, like, awkward for me to do everything. It still put a lot of strain on myself, and I don't think it's your job to be, like, telling me if I am or I'm not disabled. Unless you're a doctor, in which case, still go fuck yourself. Of course there's got to be a helicopter just as I'm about to record. Later. Of course. Hey, so, you know, my mate Dave, yeah, he sometimes lets me have a go in his wheelchair. You know, he's so cool. Hey, can I have a go in yours? You know, I want to see if it's any different. Well, me who's not wearing a jumper? No, no you can't, because do you know what? Can I have a go on your legs? Isn't something that you have a conversation about? You know, I will happily like, let my friends have a go on my wheelchair if, like, I know them, like, well enough. But for, like, certain situations where you're just a complete stranger coming up to me saying, hey, yo, I've been in a wheelchair before, I broke my leg for a week, can I use your wheelchair? Like, no. No, I have to use it. Fuck off. I feel like there's a lot of me saying fuck off in this video. That's what I want to say to a lot of people. Hey, so you know, I feel sorry for you, you know, I was in a wheelchair for like 6 weeks when I broke my foot. It was so bad. I can't imagine what it's like in like wheelchair all the time, you know. I struggled so much with it when I was in a wheelchair for 6 weeks. Well, yeah, I can imagine it was quite hard in a wheelchair for however long it was that you broke your leg for, but it's not anything like being disabled and using a wheelchair all day, every day. There's not really much comparison there, especially with the quality of the hospital wheelchairs that they give you when you've broken something. Just keep that in mind. You know, I've had this quite a lot where like people have been like, oh yeah, you know, I had this thing where like I broke my leg, and it's like, yeah, I can imagine it's quite annoying, but just don't compare it. It's not that easy to compare, especially like it's difficult to compare within disabilities, like using a wheelchair, yet alone a broken leg versus someone with like a full disability. There's like a bunch of differences. Hey, so you know, you've been really helpful. You know, you told me about your disability. Do you mind telling me a bit more? You know, like how you go for a piss? No, no, I don't feel very comfortable talking about that. But yes, I do. Like, I'm happy to talk about all of that stuff with you guys. It's not something that I like, really hide, but you know, some people might not like this. Oh, what do you mean you're not going to tell me about that? It's like you're a disability. It's kind of your job to be telling me about this. You know, I have to know. Oh, you see? Well, there's your problem. You think that just because I'm in a wheelchair means that I have to tell you everything about me. No, no, I don't. I'm not going to tell you about how I go to the toilet if I don't want to. You know, it's awkward to talk about in general. Like, some people find it awkward to talk to their doctors about it, yet alone a complete stranger. Just respect that. If someone doesn't want to tell you something, don't force them into it. You know? It's not that hard. Come on. Like, it's not my job to be telling you that. If you're that interested in it, you can Google it. There's definitely loads of online sources like you can find out from. Or, you know, talk to your mate Dave. Talk to your mate Dave about how he does it. This is set up for a completely normal conversation and how it's ruined it quite a few times. You know, if they've said nothing weird at all, but this usually ends it quite bad. Or like makes that entire good conversation really shit. So yeah, let's get into this little bonus thing. Oh hey, so you know, uh, it's been really good talking to you. Thank you for sharing. You know, I hope you get well soon. Yeah, hope right. What? You think I've been getting well soon over the past 16 years of my life? Are you okay? No, that isn't how it works. I appreciate the gesture a lot of the time, but with a disability, it probably won't get much better. You know, you can go through a lot of therapy and stuff, and there are certain things that can happen, but it's not like just a normal sickness where you can, you know, like it's not a normal thing where you can just like get well. Like you know, you're not gonna get better. It's not like a broken leg, like Dave with his wheelchair thing. It's not. It, I always appreciate it. It's always a weird thing to talk about, but it's not going to get better. I've had a couple of people say that, and then I haven't said anything, and they've just then realised like what they said. So it's definitely a situation where I know they don't mean it, and I know they mean the best intentions. So that was my top 6, I guess, list for things that you shouldn't say to a disabled person. Now, obviously, everything in this is just a joke, with just my own opinions on certain things. Nothing is obviously off limits to asking. You know, I'm always happy to answer anything as much as I can. Just respect me or anyone else if they don't feel comfortable answering it, I guess. So, yeah, ask whatever you want in comments. Even if it is in this video, I will happily answer it, as I said, or say whatever you want. These are just some things that I mentioned just to make a joke. So, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, all of that usual stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.